What's up everyone, I'm Dan, and thanks to the wonderful team at Dead Good PR, I'll be looking at Grit and Valor 1949 on the Nintendo Switch. Gameplay was captured on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for games reviews like this and more. Like the video if you like the review, and with all that said, let's get into this. Imagine a Europe where World War II never ended, and instead of surrender, the Axis powers doubled down with towering mechanical war machines. This is the stage on which Grit and Valor unfolds. As a commander of the Allied resistance, your mission is desperate but clear. Escort a command vehicle carrying an EMP weapon deep into enemy territory and disrupt Axis mech dominance once and for all. It's a great premise, and one that Grit and Valor 1949 leverages well, even if some rough edges occasionally dull its impact. Let's start with the presentation. Unfortunately, the game stumbles a bit out of the gate. Storytelling is handled primarily through static cutscenes that look blurry and underwhelming, particularly on the Switch's handheld screen. With so little animation or dynamic art, these movements feel like missed opportunities to sell the gravity of the setting. Things do slightly improve once battles begin, however. The diorama-style battlefields have a certain charm, and the mechs themselves are well designed, even if the environmental details can sometimes look muddy or cluttered. In motion, explosions, projectiles, and enemy deployments do create satisfying chaos, but the presentation is inconsistent. At its core, Grit and Valor is a real-time tactics game with roguelike progression. Each run takes you through a series of regions, each with its own terrain, quirks, and climactic boss fight against an Axis general and their mechs. The loop is straightforward but addictive. Deploy your squad, survive waves of enemies, complete side objectives for bonuses, and move closer to your goal. Combat blends real-time action with a pause system, allowing you to reposition mechs and issue commands. Units operate on a rock, paper, scissors damage system. Ballistic weapons beat fire, fire beats explosives, and explosive beats ballistics. This simple framework works surprisingly well, forcing you to consider squad composition and target selection. Each pilot brings unique abilities like airstrikes, armor boosts, or healing drones, which can completely change the tide of battle when used at the right moment. The command vehicle itself isn't just cargo either, it can deploy turrets or perform emergency repairs. However, there are some notable frustrations. Mechs cannot be ordered to directly attack specific enemies, and instead auto-engage whatever target is nearby. This lack of precision often leads to moments where a unit attacks the wrong enemy, wasting time or leaving your command vehicle exposed. Because units also cannot attack while moving, repositioning feels clunky, especially when surprise ambushes or airstrikes demand quick adjustments. On top of that, terrain navigation can be finicky, with hills and ramps occasionally awkward to select and pathfinding not always reliable. These quirks make Grit and Valor feel at times less like a pure tactics game and more like a tower defense hybrid, encouraging you to hunker down rather than maneuver dynamically. The cover system also feels a bit inconsistent. Some walls provide bonuses while others don't, and oddly, vehicles and buildings offer no protection at all. Often it's more reliable to seize high ground, which does provide significant advantages, but even here, line of sight issues occasionally crop up, undermining the tactical clarity the game is otherwise striving for. Where Grit and Valor shines brightest is in its roguelike structure and meta progression. After each failed run, you regroup at the resistance base, where resources earned, valor and scrap can be used to upgrade mechs, pilots, and your command vehicle. This hub steadily expands with new features such as a forge that allows you to combine lower tier mods into stronger versions, or workshops to craft rare mech enhancements. Unlocking new pilots, each with distinct abilities, keeps runs fresh and encourages experimentation with squad composition. Mech upgrades, randomized mods, and overclocking systems provide an almost RPG-like sense of growth. Even for players who aren't typically drawn to roguelikes, the sense of long-term progression is rewarding, and it's easy to fall into the just one more run mindset. The random elements, surprise ambushes, defecting engineers, or hidden shops add a welcome unpredictability. No two runs feel identical, and even when defeated, you're likely to have unlocked a new pilot ability or upgrade that makes the next attempt more enticing. The highlight of the campaign comes at the end of each region, where you square off against massive Axis generals and their colossal war machines. These encounters feel suitably dramatic, piling on wave after wave of enemies, environmental hazards, and brutal attacks. Each boss is distinct both visually and mechanically, and overcoming them is deeply satisfying. They're the payoff for enduring the smaller skirmishes and showcase the game at its most ambitious. Grit and Valor 1949 is an easy game to pick up, but surprisingly deep once you dig in. Its alternate history setting is compelling, its roguelike progression loop is addictive, and its boss battles deliver the kind of thrilling, high-stakes encounters you want from a mech strategy game. However, its clunky combat mechanics, imprecise controls, and lackluster presentation in story scenes hold it back from true greatness. For players who love roguelites and tactical experimentation, there's plenty here to sink your teeth into, and the progression systems provide enough to keep you coming back after defeats. So if you're looking for a new mech strategy game, I would definitely recommend this one, warts and all. Grit and Valor 1949 is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $17.99 in the UK and $19.99 in the US. Big thanks once again to Dead Good PR. Thanks to you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit that like button, and until next time.
One in the eye for Dr. Z. Great work, team!